Snow fell softly on the city street as Ethan Blackwood checked his watch for the third, Timmy 39. Years old, with dark hair and the kind of success that made people uncomfortable. CEO. Blackwood Industries worth hundreds of millions alone. On a blind date his sister insisted he attend. You need to get out there. Rachel had said, it has been 5 years, Ethan, you cannot mourn forever. But Ethan was not ready, would never be ready still. He had promised, so here he stood outside Giovanni's restaurant, waiting for someone named Clary. Woman appeared through the falling snow late. His 20s, with light brown hair and a gray coat. She wore a burgundy scarf. Ethan Blackwood, she asked. Yes, I am Clary. Monroe. They shook hands. Hers were cold inside the restaurant. They settled at a quiet table made small, talkative. Wine. Claire was a teacher, loved books, had a gentle smile. Everything was pleasant, polite surface. Level. Then Claire reached into her purse. Before we go any further, she said, her voice suddenly serious, I need to show you something. She pulled out a wooden bead. Bracelets, simple, handmade, the kind a child might make. Ethan's world stopped. His hands began to shake. Where did you get that? He whispered. Claire's eyes filled with tears. Do you remember? This bracelet. Ethan could not speak, could not breathe. He reached for it with trembling fingers, turned it over, saw the tiny initials carved into one BD. An L. Lily, he gasped. Claire nodded. She was my best friend. The restaurant faded away. Ethan was back 5 years ago. The hospital, holding his wife's hand as she took her last breath. Lee had been 33's cancer that came fast and showed no mercy. They had only been married 3 years, not nearly enough time. How did you know her? Ethan managed. We grew up together, Claire said, in foster care, same group home from age 6. We were like sisters. Ethan had known Lily grew up in foster care, but she rarely talked about it. The memories were too painful. She gave me this bracelet when we were 12. Claire continued, made it in art therapy, said it meant we were connected forever. No matter where life took us. Claire wiped her eyes. We lost touch after I aged out at 18. I went to college on scholarship, moved away. Lily stayed in the city. I tried to find her over the years, but no luck. She looked at Ethan. Then, 6 months ago, I finally tracked her down, found an obituary. She had passed 5 years before I was devastated. The obituary mentioned her husband, Ethan Blackwood. I started following you online, not in a creepy way, wanting to feel connected to her. Somehow, Claire took a shaky breath. Your sister posted about setting you up on a blind date, about how you needed to move on. I reached out to her, told her. I knew Lily asked if I could be the date. Ethan stared at her. Rachel knows who you are. Yes, she thought it might help you to talk to someone who loved Lily. To Ethan felt anger flash. This was a setup. Yes, Claire said quietly, but not the kind. You think I am not trying to replace her. I just wanted to meet the man she loved. To tell you about the girl I knew, to share memories. She held out the bracelet, and to give you this. She made it for me, but I think she would want you to have. Ethan took the bracelet, held it in his palm. It smelled faintly of the perfume Lily used to wear. Maybe he was imagining it. Tell me about her, he said, his voice breaking. When she was young, so Claire did. For 2 hours, they sat in that restaurant. Claire told stories about a young Lily, brave and kind, even when life was cruel, always making bracelets and giving them away, always trying to make other kids smile. She had this light. Claire said, even in the darkest times, she made you believe things could get better. Ethan recognized the woman Claire described. That was his Lily. She talked about you, Claire said. In her final months. Ethan looked up sharply. What? I found letters, Claire explained, in a storage unit listed under her maiden name. She had written to me over the years, even though she did not have my address. She wrote anyway. Claire pulled out an envelope. This one is from 6 months before she died. She handed it to Ethan. He opened it with shaking hands. Read Lily's familiar handwriting. Dear Claire, wherever you are, I am sick. The doctors say I do not have long. But I am not afraid, because I found him. The love I always told you existed. His name is Ethan, and he is everything. He makes me laugh. He holds me when I am scared. He sees me, really sees me. I wish you could meet him. I think you would love him too. Tell him, if you ever find this, tell him I was not afraid at the end, because he gave me more love in 3 years than most people get in a lifetime. Tell him to be happy, love always. Lily. Ethan was crying openly now. She wanted you to be happy. Claire said softly, but I do not know how Ethan admitted without her. I am just going through motions. I know. Claire said, I feel that way about losing her too, even though I had not seen her in years. Some people leave a mark. Hey, talked until the restaurant closed, then walked through the snowy streets too. People connected by the woman they both loved. I am glad I met you, Ethan said, even though this was not a real date. Who says it was not real? Claire replied. We are two people who needed to talk about Lily. That is as real as it gets. Over the following months, Ethan and Claire became friends. They met for coffee, shared memories, helped each other grieve slowly. Something else grew, not a replacement for what they had lost, but something new. 1 year after that blind date, Ethan took Claire to the cemetery where Lily was buried. I need to tell her something, he said. Dad, the gravestone. Ethan knelt. Lily, my love. He said, I met Claire, your sister, from the group home. She told me about you when you were young, about the bracelet you made, about your light. His voice broke. She also told me what you wanted. For me to be happy. I did not think I could, but Claire has become important to me. She understands grief. She loved you too, and I think maybe you sent her to me. He looked at Claire. I am falling in love with her, and I hope that is okay. Claire knelt beside him, tears on her face. I am falling in love with you too, she whispered. They married 2 years after that blind date. Small ceremony. Rachel was the maid of honor at the reception. Ethan gave a toast. 5 years ago, I lost my wife, he said. Lily was the love of my life, and I thought that was it, that I would never feel whole again. He looked at Claire. Then a woman showed up to a blind date with a wooden bracelet, and everything changed, not because she replaced Lily, no one could, but because she loved her too. She understood what I lost. She shared my grief, and somehow in sharing it, we found something new. He raised his glass to Lily, who brought us together, even from beyond, and to Claire, who taught me that loving again is not betrayal. It is honoring what Lily wanted. Happiness. Claire stood. Lily made me this bracelet when we were 12. She said, holding it up. She told me we were connected forever. She was right through this bracelet, through her memory, through the love she had for both of us. We found each other. She looked at Ethan. I believe she knew somehow. She knew we needed each other. That is the kind of person. She was always thinking of others, even at the end. Years later, when people asked how they met, Ethan would say, my late wife's best friend showed up to a blind date with a bracelet, and my hands started trembling, because I knew I was supposed to meet her. Lily made sure of it. Sometimes love comes twice. Sometimes grief connects people in unexpected ways. Sometimes a wooden bracelet carries a message across time from one heart to another. You are not alone. You are loved. Be happy. If this story moved you, please like and share it with someone who believes in love that transcends loss. Subscribe for more stories about healing and second chances. Come in and tell us about a time when an unexpected connection helped you through grief. Your story might comfort someone who thinks they will never feel whole again.